Win FM reserves the right to disconnect any caller who infringes the law or offends the right of any person. The station will also refuse to take any call from any person who, in Win FM's considered opinion, is likely to expose the station to liability for statements made on the air.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea, only on Win Media 98.9.
Morning, guys. Morning. Welcome to Island Tea right here on Win Media SKN. It's another beautiful Friday.
Indeed.
Jade, it is October 28th. October done, yeah. When we come back in here in November.
Wow.
But guys, you're here with your faves, me, Azem, and of course I'm joined by the lovely Jade Gwenidita, CPL Martha Stewart, Two-Strand Johnson.
Yes, indeed.
Jade, how are you doing today?
I am blessed.
Yeah?
I am blessed. Yes, I am blessed. I am happy. I am here. I am alive.
Hope you give Mr. Vegas, you right?
For what?
You
You don't have to sue me. I'm here on the money, so you know how that will go.
Yeah.
Waste
Yeah.
of time.
Oh, no.
Yeah, well, you know.
Done for the man.
Yeah, when it's not from me.
But yeah, I'm doing okay. I got Jade.
What?
I went to. Remember I told you yesterday I was going to the doctor?
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, I got a massage.
Uh-huh.
I'm feeling good.
As you should.
I'm feeling good. Hey, speaking of feeling good, also Naya Fasal. Today is her birthday. She's a regular sipper. And so just want to wish her happy birthday. Hoping she has an amazing day, an amazing weekend.
You did send the cake to the station.
Too easy.
We accept cake here.
You know not that yet, miss?
Don't get between me and my cake.
Yeah, you're right. But guys, on Fridays we link up with our friends from Observer Radio over there in Antigua. We always look forward to the link up. Today's no different. And so stay tuned for that. We're gonna jump right into that any minute now. Jade,
Hey.
he's done the background music,
Okay.
Let's do that.
That is a good idea, actually. So, yeah.
Yeah, but we were coming here this morning and I was very confused.
Oh, the traffic.
I was like, wait, where's the traffic? I was wondering if the rapture happened, but then I knew it couldn't be that because I would have gone.
Yeah, we wasn't gonna be here, so man.
So there's no way they could have the rapture without me.
You think so?
The rapture can't happen without me, Jade.
You think so?
Where should this about me, Jade?
You're gonna find out.
But no, apparently it's only midterm break. It's only midterm break, and we are now seeing the kids home from school. You said it's today, tomorrow, and Monday.
Well, tomorrow ain't coming. Tomorrow is Saturday. Well, today and Monday.
So it starts today.
Yes.
Interesting. Well, they never used to have these things when we were in school.
They didn't love us like this. They didn't recognize that we need breaks. Even as adults, they don't recognize this.
But let me ask you a question. Do you think the break is more for the kids or more for the teachers?
The teachers.
They gotta be for the teachers.
I'm sure they want a break. They so love each other. They're so happy to go to school. They chat. But the teachers now, they need breaks. You have to let the adults rest.
Actual midterm break is just a day without classes. That's what midterm break is for children. Not a day without school, a day without classes.
Yes.
Yeah, but Hey, big up to all the teachers that have a few days to rejuvenate, catch themselves, and work on all the prep that they're behind on. Yeah, time to catch up on some prep. Don't feel like you're home, like, man.
Well, I mean, that's what it's supposed to be. A break.
No. We don't get breaks as adults, Jade. You know this.
This is all your problem. This is why y'all just behave so.
Yeah. I actually, as someone who kind of works for myself, or like works in non-traditional employment,
Yeah.
I always used to look at people who are in traditional fields and wonder, like, but how they survive with like 14 days vacation all year? How that even work?
Listen,
But then I realized I don't take any at all.
they got 14 more than you.
Bye.
But it seems like our friends are ready to chat. So let's jump over into that. Let's see if do you hear anything? Nope. Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Darren. How are you doing, sir?
I am doing fine. Every Friday is a good Friday, and I enjoy this. And I'm extra casual today because when I'm done here, I'm done for the day. Well, so I say. So I'm telling myself, my jeans and my T-shirt and my cap, and I'm ready to lime because we are going to be celebrating 41 years of political independence on Tuesday. And so I'm gearing up and opening my appetite for what is to be enjoyed.
Oh, awesome. You're taking over the cap duties today on the show. And I appreciate that.
I love. My friends will tell you, unless I'm in formal wear, my shirt and tie, corporate stuff, I am wearing a cap. I don't leave home. I have left home without my cap, and I feel the breeze on my head, and I turn back and wear my cap.
Yeah, it's definitely not a good feeling.
It is not.
What's that?
So it's definitely not a good feeling.
No, you feel naked. You feel naked.
Yeah,
I turn back and go for my cap, and sometimes I get the roll eye from the wife, but she's accustomed to me by now. She put up with it for long enough.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, Julian Rogers is our special guest this morning. It's always a pleasure to have him. Julian Rogers needs very little intro. Okay. He's now boasting off on his CNN cap. Good morning, Mr. Rogers. OBE, Jamaica.
Options.
Look here now.
Who's this one? I saw Jamaica. I saw CNN. I don't see who's this, Julian. We're not hearing you. Good morning.
Morning. No, this is a cap my son John brought for me a couple of weeks ago when he visited me for the first time. He worked for an aircraft handling company in Barbados. So that's IAM.
Oh, okay.
They have all the executive jets coming into Barbados. I like this one. It's a little tight.
Yeah, you like it fitted.
Since you're boasting your caps this morning, I thought I'd...
Yeah, I love my caps, man. It's essential.
The CNN one is,
You have a BBC cap by chance?
No, never got that one.
All right.
I'll keep this one and hope that Anik finds it right.
Okay, there we are. All right. So, Julian, how are you doing? Last week we called your name. We called your name because there was news out of, your paper, the paper with which you are associated, the media group, the Observer Media Group in Jamaica, that you are transitioning.
I like that.
Yes.
Apparently you got it right. Wow. I was teased by Anik, who spanked me first of all for not telling her before I told everybody else.
Oh,
but so the headline read retiring. So I think you can't trust these journalists. They always get the story wrong, and the spelling wrong. It really is Retyring. I'm putting on a new set of tires. Pirelli would have been the best tires back in my day, but I don't know what it is these days. You tell me.
Well, you're the one telling, and by the way, I did mention to the listeners that you are currently serving as vice president of the Inter-American Press Association. If you don't mind letting us, the listeners here in Antigua and also St. Kitts and around the region, because we have listeners, I understand, all over the place, What is the Inter-American Press Association? What is its remit? And speak to us about your role.
IAPA, as it is familiar to people in the media, is an organization that is a gathering of all the press associations of the Americas, and the key remit really is about press freedom. And so the association meets annually and receives reports on instances of threats to the media. And it's also, of course, fashioned the Chapultepec Agreement, which has been signed on by several governments. Again, the governments are committed to protecting freedom of press in their particular countries. And I remember Antigua and Barbuda signing on to the agreement back when I served as a manager there at the Observer, and of course encouraged by the then owners, Winston and Fergie Derrick. And in fact, we hosted the very first meeting of a regional media interest in Antigua back then in, that would have been 2002, I think it was. So as a vice president, I'm responsible for the so-called English-speaking Caribbean, and I report on any threats against the media in our region. And we've got an assembly coming up very shortly, and I get a chance to report of any instances where the press has come under threat from governments, private sector, individuals, as the case may be. So that's my role.
Okay. Jade, Azam, any question for the great Julian Rogers? By the way, I didn't mention it on this turn, but just to be reminded that he is a Julian Rogers MBE, member of the British Empire. I don't think it's something he likes me highlighting from time to time, but I thought, you got to give a man his props. Not many of us are going to carry MBE in our lifetime, so hey.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Good morning, St. Kitts Nevis. How are you doing?
We're doing well, and happy to hear that you're doing likewise.
Yes.
One of the things.
Yeah, and before you do anything else, and I get into trouble, say good morning to my daughter Nicole and her mama over in Nevis.
Oh yeah, we don't wanna upset the fam.
No way.
Indeed. And you're forgetting people in Antigua too, But
no, I'll come back to Antigua.
It is our time.
All right. Anyway, yes, you have a question, Jade Azam?
Well, I mean, it's very interesting to hear the work that this organization does and the role that you play in it. One of the things we talk about here a lot on this show is the press and the role that it plays in our society, and if that role is fully taken up. I guess one of the things that come up in that discussion is the fear of victimization by journalists, especially in some of these Caribbean countries. Is that something that is fully recognized on that international level? Is it something that is somehow being addressed, to your knowledge?
Yeah, I think one of the best examples that I've noticed over the years in terms of the protection of the media with organizations such as IAPA. I remember Ken Gordon, who was the head of CCN down in Trinidad, was a very outstanding fighter against any threat to the media in the Caribbean. And the one instance I'll raise with you is that of the Starbuck News in Guyana, where the government there was not happy at all with the reporting of the Starbuck News and decided that the only way to hurt them and stop them really is to deny them a license to import newsprint. And that really would have, shut down the paper literally. So Ken Gordon mobilized the IAPA as the media interest across the entire Americas and objected strongly to this threat from the government. And so that ban was lifted. But not only did he do that, he also ensured that they had paper by taking from the stockpiles of the Trinidad Express and sending it over to Guyana, etc. I think the important thing here is you sometimes you have to name and shame governments to be able to get them to stop some of the very serious attacks on media interest. And I have to tell you, it's not just governments. Private sector people do the same thing as well by way of withdrawing advertising and so on. The protection of individual journalists on a personal basis. We live in very small societies, and everybody is either related to or friendly with, as the case may be. And in the media landscape, there are not a lot of opportunities. Like if you leave one media house, you're not necessarily easy to find another job in another media house because there are very few options, and some media houses you really don't want to be part of, and so on. Maybe you don't want to work for government, maybe you don't want to work for people within the private sector, or you don't want to work for a political party aligned station or newspaper, as the case may be. So it's a very difficult landscape as far as I'm concerned in our Caribbean environment particularly. And I know that the journalists among you have a very challenging time maintaining and protecting your integrity and your independence. And a lot of that also depends on the owners and managers, particularly of newsrooms, your editors, for instance, who must make crucial decisions day after day about reporting of developments in the country, etc., and who will be challenged. You get a phone call, or two, or three, or a threat, a threat against your income, etc. So these are not easy times, very challenging times. And so it's important for organizations like APA to really raise its voices anytime there are instances where the press as an institution is threatened.
How are we looking? What's your assessment? And when I say we, I'm not just referring to Antigua and Barbuda, I'm referring to the region. Because when we speak about press freedom, here in Antigua, journalists may get criticized, folks call in and attack based on their handling of a particular matter or particular story, and maybe there's a meme or a comment on social media. But in other parts of the world, it's a life and death matter. Journalists actually, turn the key of their car and the car explodes. It's a serious thing. So how are we doing as a region as far as press freedom is concerned, given the problems you just highlighted? Relatively speaking, are we still doing better than other regions of the world?
We certainly are a lot better than most other regions. And it's interesting you raised the death or the killing of journalists in those barbaric circumstances. I will always talk about the fact that the United Nations invited me to Paris back in 1997, it was, when I had my problems with the Trinidad government. And it was the 50th anniversary of the Human Rights Convention. And, I got to Paris and I went to this meeting where they had gathered journalists from all over the world to talk about the issues of press freedom. And the reports were, flowing left, right, and center. And I sat there in the chair and I heard about this journalist being killed, this one being maimed, this one, et cetera, et cetera. And I have to tell you that I slunk lower and lower into my chair because I really didn't think that it would be fair for the chairman to ask me to speak about my situation. My situation was one in which a government refused to renew my work permit. I mean, that paled in comparison to all of the horror stories that I was hearing. And you look around the world today, and I don't have to send you anywhere. You know, for instance, the killing of journalists in many war-torn areas, etc., even less than war-torn areas. So when we make a comparison between those situations and those and that in our Caribbean region, we have instances to refer to, but the fact is that I don't want to downplay the threat that we face, but I think that we are in a freer environment than in many other countries of the world, and that is hard fought um, by the journalists themselves, by the media houses, and the I think in a lot of ways the reality has come home to roost, particularly for government-owned institutions, where I mean, in my Barbados, for instance, um, the, the political parties have said it time and time again that when they've come to power, that they will democratize the government-owned television and radio system,
Except when they get into power.
and then they get into power, and that has not happened. And I've had the chance of following those changes over decades, and I think it is a mistake that governments in the Caribbean have made, in that the the media landscape has changed such that they no longer have a monopoly on media activities in their country. So that where, for instance, they'd say, "Oh, we don't want anybody from the opposition to be on the television because they're giving them a platform." I lost my pick, so to speak, back in Barbados because I was doing a morning show and I was giving a platform to the opposition to be heard and seen.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you that Owen Arthur, who was the prime minister at the time, did literally order that my show be shut down. So I'm on record as being banned in Barbados too, right? um, and that was ahead of the general election of 1999.
Mm-hmm.
So the we have these instances, and I think that the governments need to come to terms with a new reality. The private sector has opened up many spaces for media operations, and importantly, I think to create what I call the democracy of the airwaves. In other words, and I say it again and again, that if we didn't have, for instance, an opportunity for people to speak their minds, since via, say, the calling programs and so on, I think we'd have more demonstrations on the streets where people object to things, and that their voices could only be heard by going out with placards and demonstrations, etc. Outside of the back and forth of the political parties, of course.
All right. Azem or Jade, any follow up?
Well, it's just interesting to hear that these are some of the problems you faced, because I was just thinking about this show and how we give a platform to any and everyone, and we've never had to go through those things. So it's like, it's interesting to hear that these are issues that has happened. And
Knock on wood, Jade, knock on wood.
no, me ain't doing that because they can't tell us what to do. And even with I've honestly been looking at a lot of stories coming out of places like Haiti, where I've been seeing journalists survive assassination attempts and all of these things.
They've been killed in Haiti over the
Yeah,
years.
yeah. So it's
Not survived, killed.
yeah. So it's a interesting time, because I don't think we ever think about this. Notwithstanding we're not journalists, but people may think so based on what we do.
Media, yeah.
And we've never had to think about the threat of violence in that nature.
Up to that level, yeah.
Yeah, and I think for you, you make the point that you're not journalists, but the public don't see that. The public see you as moderators of a discussion, for instance, and that you give them a chance to understand what's happening around you and beyond you, as the case may be. And the public we don't give the public enough credit for being far smarter than you imagine. And they can make the distinction. They know exactly who you are and what you're doing and so on. And if you do a good job, they respect that and will literally defend and protect you, etc. But at the same time, they will also be highly critical. And I think we need to come to terms with the reality of our audience. Our audience, we are there for an audience. Everything that we do will not please everybody in the audience. I think some people think that the world is such a super place and so on, and all of us agree and everything like that. No, we can have respectful disagreement, even some misunderstandings from time to time. But I think the atmosphere in which we're doing our work is important. You know, the tone and so on, and the acceptance of mistakes. For instance, you know, if you made an error, I always say to journalists and to people like yourselves, for instance, if you make an error, the first thing you do is that you admit that error, you fix it. That builds credibility. The public will realize that, hey, you know, you're not there to fool us. You're not there to lie to us. You're there to ensure that we get the right information, and that information we can believe in. So don't be, and I'll caution you there in case anyways, don't get comfortable, or too comfortable, so to speak, and just be ready for challenges to your credibility, etc. It will come from some sources, one way or another. But I think once you are doing your job as conscientiously as possible, then you're in a better position to be able to sleep at night and carry on with the job.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. Well, what happens when you cite an instance of a threat to press freedom, however mild, however serious? Do you report it to the organization, and the organization does what?
Yeah, so in my case, okay, so I could cite a situation, and that goes to the headquarters of the IAPA, and then they assess that, and then they issue a statement, and that statement very well will most likely call for a resolution and encouragement to change the particular situation and so on. And if it's an egregious instance, for instance, the wording is very strong, and calling for a removal of a restriction or for reversal of a particular decision that's regarded as injurious to media operations, etc. So it all depends on the circumstance.
Okay. All right. There's a listener who's weighing in. Well, by the way, just to share with you, Julian, Darren, please say good morning to your guest, Mr. Rogers, one of my favorite media voices. That husky, deep voice. Julian, you're accustomed to that by now, Julian, that voice. Even members of my family, they're like, Darren, where's your friend who had that deep husky voice? I say, you mean Julian Rogers? Yes, he's in Jamaica. Yeah, imagine that. They bypass me, and that's all right.
And you're the one with the great voice, right?
I thought so, but certainly not compared to you, apparently. Anyway, this listener is weighing in, and that's fine. That's fine. I have no problem with that at all. I'm very comfortable in my skin, as I like to tell my friends. Let's see here. Darren, please ask about bullying by members of political parties. And the person goes on to say, the public is so tribal that most persons are just not rational. And at times, literal bullying takes place. I might dare say that I have been the subject of attempts at outright bullying by persons, because I may ask a question of their political party that they think is unfair or too harsh. I don't ask the other side that question, that sort of thing. How you react to that?
Yeah, we've all gotten that, Darren.
Right.
I'll give you an instance, as I tell this story from Antigua itself, actually. One morning I interviewed Gaston Brown, who was then in opposition, and as you know, Observer at the time gave a platform to every political stripe, even though the Labour Party had vowed that none of their ministers and whatever else would their personalities come on Observer Radio at the time when the UPP.
Julian, forgive my laughing. Forgive my laughing.
Yeah.
The more things change.
Right. Okay.
Anyway, go ahead. Tell your story. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So Gaston was in opposition, UPP in power, And people said, well, Observer Radio, they're aligned with the UPP and whatever else, and so on and so on and so on. We as journalists carried on doing our job. The only leaning towards the UPP was clearly that of Winston Derrick, who was owner and operator of the station, and he had his platform for making his positions quite clear. And everybody remembered that Winston gave as good as he got, whether you were Labour Party or whether you're UPP, as the case may be. So that was the situation. But let me talk about the Gaston Brown interview that I did one morning, and he, we had our back and forth, and everything was fine. A little later on in the day, Antigua, of course, being a place where everybody meets everybody in the street, I was on street with Benji's. It was Benji's, yes.
Redcliffe Street.
Right, on Redcliffe Street.
Mm.
And I ran into him. And he said to me, man, you gave me a hard time this morning. And I said, me? I gave you a hard time? He says, yes, everybody's saying you gave me such a hard time. I said, but did I give you a hard time? He said, well, me. So it is and we laughed it off and we went about our business. I think you have to accept that the partisanship that exists in our political environment across this Caribbean is so strong. Yes, the word is tribal. You use the right word there. That at the best of times, there are people who will find that you've roughed up their political leader or their political interests, as the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
And that's par for the course. I think one of the things that I advise journalists, for instance, is that you have a job to do, and so does the politician. I have been abused by a Prime Minister of Barbados, Tom Adams, many years ago, when I asked him a question at the height of a by-election. He was not happy that I asked that question. The question really revolved around the fact that he had lost the by-election that night, and he had attempted to manipulate the station that I was managing into doing something that was contrary to the Official Secrets Act. I had a journalist within the counting area who had signed the Official Secrets Act, which said, look, you can go in here, you can monitor the situation, etc., but you cannot report anything until the electoral officer on site announces the results. In other words, you can't do a running commentary on the count, etc. And I said, when he did call the general manager to say that he doesn't understand why the journalist is not reporting, etc. And I said, no, he can't do that. That's contrary to the Official Secrets Act. And so he told me off in front of everybody in a live press conference.
Wow.
All the other journalists around me said nothing. Nobody came to my defense. But I was live. I was live on Voice of Barbados, and I simply said, it seems as though the Prime Minister's press conference is over. I'm Julian Rogers, live for Voice of Barbados. So one of the people writing in the paper that weekend said it's the first time in his knowledge that a journalist has wrapped up a Prime Minister's press conference. But the reality is that we have to roll with the punches, and realize that the partisanship is so strong that you can't please everybody. It's like you go into the market to buy vegetables. You have your favorite stall,
Mm-hmm.
your favorite vendor, and you pick up your stuff, etc. And another vendor on the other side say, "You're not shopping with me,"
Mm-hmm.
and so on and so on. It's like, you don't like me, or you're a Labour Party man.
Yeah. It is what it is. Anyway, we believe it or not, time flies. Oh my word.
Yes.
Julian, hear me now, Julian. Jade, you have a final question either of you have a final question or comment to make about what Julian just contributed to the discussion?
Well, I mean, I'm listening to you, and it's very interesting to recognize some of the challenges that are faced by persons that work in media, journalists included. One of my favorite pastimes, though, is looking at investigative journalism reports, right? And places like BuzzFeed, Mother Jones, Vice, for instance. I have a bit of addiction to Vice.
Yes.
But
Vice
oh,
is
you too?
fantastic.
You too?
Yes. Matter of fact, and the algorithms in YouTube know. So anytime they put out something, I see something from Vice.
Top of the list.
Yes.
But I always wonder, what are some of the contributing factors to why we don't see more investigative type journalism in the region? Is it just for some of the reasons that you've kind of laid out, or is it something more as it relates to that particular type of reporting?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you very quickly. First of all, these are very small societies. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody's related to one another, etc. And not many people want to come forward and give you the information that's required in terms of the investigation. Um, People working in government don't want to do it. They lose their jobs, etc., and they don't have many alternatives. Same thing in the private sector. So it is a very difficult situation, and we're not likely to protect people in the way that you see on TV with the whistleblowers and whatever else.
Mm-hmm.
Where what do I do? I need to send you off to another island to live and work. You go into a witness protection program, as the case may be. So all this talk about investigative reporting, I need to caution people about how difficult and challenging it is, and I'll tell you that it is not just our problem within our various countries. It's certainly, look. You've heard of the Panama Papers.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that investigation didn't rely on journalists just in Panama. It required a team of journalists from all over the world gathering together and say, okay, for our protection, the best way to do this is for a group investigation. And then we put this out. Therefore, all of us are protected in some way or another. I'll tell you, as the director of the Media Institute of the Caribbean, which is dedicated to training journalists across the region. We've done a series of investigative pieces that have been published, and the journalists we grouped a number of journalists, 4 or 5 journalists, to look at a particular situation, and one of them had to do with Guyana, for instance, and the journalists doing the investigations came under threat, physical threat. So it is not easy. It depends on the subject you want to investigate. You can investigate, but you need details. You need documents. You need somebody to stand up and say this so happens.
Yeah, corroborate,
and be able to live with it, kind of thing, in our very small society. So it is not very easy. So all this talk about investigative, one, it takes time. It takes people who are willing to speak and to stand up, like in a court of law, to be able to say, I swear in the Bible that so and so thief money, and this is the proof. You always have to have proof. I always warn people, both journalists and the audience, that you cannot make blanket statements about people and situations and so on and so on. Proof is required. It's like, if you need to have a chat with the police and their investigative people, and the work that they go through to be able to gather evidence. And even when they've gathered the evidence, they have to go to the DPP and say, look, this is what we have. Is this good enough to stand up in court? And the DPP will look at it and say, all right, guys, no, you don't have enough. I don't think that this will pass muster with a magistrate or a judge, as the case may be. So it's a very difficult road to hoe. And I think that I don't hold out a lot of hope for it because of what is required. I'm not saying it is a lost cause, but I think I should caution the public for understanding and appreciating what the challenges are. And if somebody is ready, people are ready to stand up and say there is corruption in a particular place and give us the proof, etc., then we can publish it. Outside of that,
Yeah.
we can't make it. Sorry.
Anyway, on a final note, just to share with everybody, The measure of the man, Julian Rogers, was displayed when he was taking pictures of queen contestants in English Harbor. You remember that, Julian?
Queen contestants in English Harbor.
Yeah, you were taking pictures of queen contestants. Anyway, let me continue with this listener's story. He kept backing up and eventually fell off the edge with a splash. Even though he was embarrassed like hell, he emerged laughing at himself. Is that true, Julian?
Yeah, I think that was Falmouth Harbor.
Falmouth Harbor. Wow. Well, my friend, I didn't know that story. I didn't know that story at all, but apparently this listener is on point. So anyway, the listener is obviously a fan of yours, and they're just saying that, you know.
I'm alive to tell the tale, right?
And you're alive to tell the tale. The greatest people that I've met in life, they don't take themselves too seriously. They laugh at themselves. Self-deprecation is just amazing.
Yes.
And Julian, I think that's what that listener is getting to. So I want to thank you so much, Julian Rogers, for being our guest here for the Regional Link Up for the last Friday in the month of October. So, you know, big up, Julian. And thanks to Jade and Azem, hosts of ILNT, for facilitating our special guests.
Anytime.
Thank you,
it's our
guys.
pleasure.
I don't know, Darren, why did you let me take over the time from my people in St. Kitts and Nevis?
Oh no, we're here to learn.
Because you're the special guest, and they raised no objection.
Indeed.
Right? They raised absolutely no objection. I mean, it's Julian Rogers. Julian, come on.
All right.
All right.
Okay, time to get off the air.
Give my regards to your better half. And what's the little one's name? Brandy. Yes. How could I forget?
You heard her.
I heard Randy carrying on, and Jojo has just entered the house, and I'm sure he wants to say
Jojo.
Good morning, Julian. You know, listen, you cannot be on this radio station, and I don't take my 2 minutes to of course, to say good morning.
Time is up.
Yeah, we gotta go. Thanks so much, Jade. Azem, have a wonderful weekend.
You as well.
You guys are the same, and happy independence to Antigua when it comes.
Yes.
For
True.
sure.
Happy Independence, Antigua and Barbuda.
Yes, and shout out to all of the Antiguans we met last weekend, because there were plenty in St. Kitts. It was an invasion.
Yes, indeed. So I'm told. Anyway, have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Take care. Bye.
Well, Jade, we had the regional link up.
Another successful one.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. It's always interesting to talk to some of these journalists and people involved in the media, right? Like I remember talking to somebody. I think I even said it on the show about the position we kind of put ourselves in when we come here and we talk daily. And there's sometimes we're gonna be wrong. I am convinced that I offend at least one person daily.
I know I do. I know for sure I do.
Yeah.
Remember when somebody wrote me a letter?
Oh yeah, I remember the letter.
They wrote me a letter of how terrible I was.
Yeah.
I wonder if they still listen.
Probably.
Say something on the live if it's you.
So yes, that was me.
Yes, and I'm still here. Love it.
No, but that's one of the things that we open up ourselves to, right? When we come on these public platforms and we talk, especially when we we're not afraid to put our faces to the names and to the voices. You know how much people now recognize me simply by my voice? They didn't know how I look, but they hear me say something and they're like, "Did you fella be on the radio?"
Yep, literally just like that. I think our voices are very distinctive too, so it's like it's very hard. Yeah.
But you know how it is when you listen to your own voice. Like, you don't hear your voice the same way everyone else hears it.
I wonder what it is here mine. Am I annoying? Is my voice annoying? Can you all tell me on the live? Is my voice annoying, as in?
Not to me.
Okay.
Not to me.
That's all that matters.
Okay. But yeah, so we put ourselves in this.
I can't say that.
Mommy said, what? Let me say it then.
No, you can't say that either.
Wow.
My mother tried to get me off the radio.
Wow. Moms.
I can't say that.
I don't even want you to open up the rest of the message. From whatever, just from the little bubble. I don't even want to know where it ends. I know it's very deep.
Listen. Bye.
But yeah, like I said, we come here daily, and I think I did the maths one time and was like, look, we come in here, we discuss maybe 5-6 topics a day. We do this 5 times a week, and we're here for pretty much 50 something weeks a year, give or take, you know. And when you really stop and do the maths, that's like a couple thousand views. Right? We're probably gonna say something wrong, and we're probably gonna say something that offends people, but you know, at the end of the day, like Julian said, you open up yourself for that, and you admit when you're wrong. You reserve
when you don't know.
Reserve the right to change your mind as more information becomes available.
The joys of being an adult, eh?
Indeed. Yeah, but it's very interesting. Like I tell people, when you see persons, especially like radio personalities, people who do podcasts, and things that are done live, is a different type of energy, Jade.
Yeah.
Different type of energy. You literally put your entire reputation on the line every time you come in front of mic. And not only put your reputation, but also people don't want to hear, oh, you know, you ain't in the mood today, whatever.
They don't care about that.
I tell you, I just always, since I was younger, I always admire Sugar Bowl. I said, but it can't be that this man just every day got a good day. You know what I mean? Like it just, but
we don't have good days every day. We come in here and we try, but we don't have good days every day.
There was a day recently when I really did not want to be here.
I know.
Yeah, and you know, you just find ways to navigate it, because you have a responsibility to your listeners and your viewers to, you know, provide them with whatever it is they come here looking for.
Whatever that may be.
Whatever that may be. So yeah, I mean,
we love you guys, you know.
Yeah, for sure. But, and like I said, I don't know if people really recognize, you know, the risk and the vulnerability and the scrutiny that you subject yourself to as someone in media, you know, whether it is a journalist, radio announcer, podcast, or DJ and all. Yeah, indeed.
Well,
hey,
friend, well,
you realize the Honorable Lani Blanchett, like, she hears us?
Listen, praise the Lord for small mercies. You see how nice she looked up there without that horrendous powdered wig?
And Jade, all
that beautiful black hair, slicked.
And I was just talking about the fact that sometimes, you know, we could be wrong. You were not wrong. She does have hair.
Told you.
Yeah, she does have hair, Jade. But anyway, we ain't going back down the hair talk.
No.
So, we're going into tea time?
Yeah, man.
Okay. Well, guys, guess what? It's tea time.
Indeed. Well, let's start off with some chaos.
Oh, me.
You know, our brand here.
I could go sleep?
No. That's not what they came.
I have to deal with it?
You have to deal with it, sir. You're part of this nation. So, a male patient in psychiatric ward of JNF General Hospital has committed suicide. Yeah. This
is a real story, Jane?
Yes.
This is confirmed?
It came from... Yes, of course it's confirmed. Why would I be reading it if it wasn't? A male patient admitted to the psychiatric ward of the Joseph N. French General Hospital has committed suicide, according to a release from the Ministry of Health. The release stated that the patient committed suicide about 3:30 a.m. on Thursday, October 27th. Reports suggest that the male patient is a psychiatric prisoner, Jadel Brown. Brown was charged with the murder of John Napier, then 75, and Sylvester Harris, then 37, and also wounding of Wilfred Simmons, then 52, on Sunday, October 25th, 2009. Brown attacked Napier on his premises in Cedar Grove. Harris was assaulted in his garden at Parry's House in Upper Monkey Hill, and Simmons was wounded in the vicinity of Parry's House in Upper Monkey Hill. In the police report concerning the murders, Brown was referred to as mentally challenged. The Prime Minister and Minister of Health, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, and the staff at the Ministry of Health and the Joseph N. France General Hospital expressed their condolences and support to the family and loved ones of the deceased patient. The family of the patient has been informed of the incident. The Joseph N. France General Hospital will investigate the incident and share the findings with the family. more of this information, more on this as this information becomes available.
Oh boy. Well, we never want to hear that someone loses their life in this, especially in this kind of tragic way. And I'm happy to hear that there's going to be some sort of investigation, because the truth is, if this is somebody who has diagnosed, recognizable mental challenges, I don't know if they would have highlighted any displayed any behavior that might have suggested that they might have been suicidal. There's a possibility that that this man did not. But if he did, then there should be certain steps taken to protect him from himself. But it's just an unfortunate situation all around. I think we've spoken here at length about the need to continually improve mental health services here in the Federation, particularly at the psychiatric facility there at the JNF. We've even had persons who have been patients there on the show and have spoken about their experience. I don't even know if this is the particular situation, but it's remiss of us to not harken back to that conversation.
Yeah, we need a proper facility, man.
Yeah.
I literally saw someone talk about the same type of topic, not somebody being suicidal and harming themselves at JNF, but the need for a better facility for people who are deemed mentally ill, who have issues, who clearly need some sort of psychiatric help. We need a better facility for it. The horror stories that I've heard from the facility that we currently have, I can't believe that this is what we have. Honestly, I don't want to believe that there's no better way to improve on the facility, to make sure that the facility is conducive to whatever issues someone is having. Like, it can't just be the same old stories of somebody they had a mental break and they went to the psych ward and they get some injection and that's it. Like, that can't be the same story we're gonna continue to get time and time again. There has to be ways, better ways to deal with somebody who is mentally ill. We have to be prepared for these type of things, because these are people that live among us.
Well, not only that, Jade, and this is the point I keep telling people. People seem to believe that can happen to me.
No, it can, man.
And I think because of that type of thinking, sometimes it's easier for persons to dismiss persons who are in that in a position where they could really use some help to deal with whatever it is that they're dealing with. And I mean, I have had friends who have been have gone there to visit, and it's like you're talking to them through this metal gate, and you want to give them something, they don't even go in. You're gonna pass it through the gate, and it's just a weird situation. But I think the point that you made is for me one of the most important ones, which is, yes, we do need improvement at the facility, or we need a proper dedicated facility for that type of treatment. And of course, the facility is one, the infrastructure is one, but of course it needs to be managed properly, manned properly, so it could be run properly. But also recognizing that the facility cannot just continue to function as a makeshift prison. And I'm not saying that with any water in my mouth. It really, from my experience, like I said, having friends and seeing how people are put there and things like. As a matter of fact, a lot of times when you go up there, the police carrying you up there. It functions like a makeshift prison, and that can't be the way we deal with these situations, because what we find happening is that it's almost a revolving door for a lot of these people. Where they go up there, they get some pills or they get an injection, and they stay there for a week or two, and they go out, and then a few days later they're right back there again. And so the treatment that these people need Obviously, it cannot just be, it can't just be a place to house persons, right?
Yeah, we be mentally ill.
Yeah. It has to be something that is continuous, something that is geared towards improvement of the person's, of the person's situation long term, right? Long term improvements, and I think one, like I said, is better for the entire society if we're able to put these things in place. But also, it could be better for you as well, because you never know what position you could be in tomorrow.
Exactly, like that. It shouldn't be a place where I'm afraid to go if I need help. There should be facilities geared towards helping people who has these mental challenges. It shouldn't be a fight. You shouldn't have to be police having to come to drag you up there because you refuse to go. It shouldn't feel like that. It shouldn't feel like a punishment because of something that you can't help.
Well, I mean, the truth is, Jade, a lot of times when you see persons being taken there, what happens is that the person is acting erratically, a way that is uncharacteristic. It might not even be dangerous, but we just don't understand what is happening here.
Yeah.
So we call the police or some other security force, and that is where they go, which is fine, right? But we have to understand, like, okay, the person is here now. What happens here? And so, what is it that this person need, and are we in a position to give the person what they need, right?
Yeah, most importantly.
Because by time people get to that particular facility, it's a very advanced case of something going on with someone's mental, with somebody's mental health, and so. Yeah, we understand that the purpose there for having that type of facility. But again, the treatment, the resources, the management of the facility, I think is something that we're really gonna have to look at. And again, I'm not saying that in any way they are responsible for anything in this situation.
No.
But it's just that this is such an unfortunate situation that it must cause us to look at what happened and what has been happening, to try and ensure that we limit any repeats of this type of incident. Right?
Definitely.
You want to throw this caller in?
Yeah, we could.
Good morning, caller. You're live on ILNT. What's up?
Hey, good morning, Azim, and good morning, Jade.
Morning.
And how are you today?
Doing
Are you in
well
your
so
right
far?
mind?
Yeah.
Are you in your right mind?
Well, as far as I can tell.
Oh, well. The Bible says God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. Now, some comments you made are fear and some lack of information. Now, often they take them first to the prison. Prison, because I used to do prison ministry, and that used to be the psychiatric ward. They arrest you, they carry you to the prison, maybe leave you in this detention cell or whatever. Now, I think the first problem up at the psychiatric ward is the size of the institution compared to the number of people it houses and the way they house them. Because I have gone visiting up there. With the gate I understand, because they have some of them as soon as you open the gate, they fly out. So it isn't that they have them there as prisoners. Protection for come more than one year, they get out. They get out sometime when some of them sit down and watch the gate. And as soon as they see it open, but I think they need more people. There is a psychiatrist who works at the unit. I don't know if she was a Cuban doctor, a Cuban psychiatrist.
That was the last doctor that I would have seen there.
And she's quite good too. And they have like, if you, according to your behavior, you can be put in private rooms. But what I find a bit disconcerting is when you have, so you know, like one somebody was, they have these open rooms.
Mm-hmm.
And you got varying degrees of insanity. You may not even get any sleep. So I was wondering if it is the same kind of thing. You lock the gate and you're going to sleep. Because to me, somebody should be patrolling, checking the rooms. You know what I mean? Because how could a man get up to hang himself? Because, you know, the others in the same room with him may not be of a sounder mind. So they're not going to say, nurse, God, the man hanging himself. You know what I mean? It may even tempt some of them to try the same thing because they might think it's something funny. So to me, the problem is the institution, the manning of it. You don't have enough guards. We don't call them guards, we call them warders, right?
Orderlies.
Enough nurses.
Orderlies, I think. Orderlies is the term, I think.
Orderlies. Some of them are nurses. They have male nurse there. Because I've gone visiting more than once, and I said, boy, when I hear they're in the same room, my bed by your bed, and you're making noise all night, you know what I mean? And there is a daycare center. Are you aware of it down at Limekey Housing? When you improve to a certain thing, you are then transferred. It is not a living. You go from 8 to 4 or whatever, where you can do activities, where you have a place that allow you to bathe, feed you, whatever. Now, part of the problem is the family from which the patient comes. Because the truth is, depending on how you were acting before, you're afraid of them too, eh? You got to be honest. Some people are afraid of their relatives, even when they come out and they said, well, they're able to function, could go back to work. Some of the relatives don't want them back. Are you aware of that? Huh?
Yeah, that's definitely a factor.
A lot of them is. So if there was, that is why they have the daycare center, where they could administer the treatment. Because sometimes the patient themselves give unnecessary trouble. You can't get them to take the medication. You can't, they have a fear of the police. So if you bring the police also, some of them become violent. You know, so I think they need a bigger, better place.
I think that's
everybody. What are you saying?
No, I was saying I think that's the point. That's the point I was making. I said the resources. It's one thing to say, yeah, we need a facility, but the resources. I mean, I've heard stories time and time again about how overwhelmed the nurses on that ward is.
You must. You must, you know.
They get attacked. Sometimes something is happening, and you know they're calling for orderly. They can't get to orderly. They're there by themselves.
You know the one got on there.
Yeah,
be honest.
Rough. It's rough.
Sometimes the orderly themselves are afraid of the patient. Kind of some of them could be violent, eh?
Yeah, definitely.
But some of them are quite reserved, withdrawn. And I said to myself, they should be in a different facility.
Well,
because they're up against some violent ones.
I think one of the things too is the way that the treatment happens, and I think it's because of a lack of resources. A lot of time,
well, I'm not too sure on that, because whatever treatment they get has to be designed by the psychiatrist.
No, but what I'm saying is a lot of times what happens is the treatment is kind of focused on medicating the issue, right? And of course that must be part of the treatment, but I think because of the lack of resources, one psychiatrist can't
I don't know if they have. Our people studying it, because that's another story. We're sending them to Cuba.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody come back, doctor. And yet we have to get Cuban psychiatrists.
Mm-hmm. Maybe in a sexy field.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe what they could do is pay them a little more, because you got to have protection. You know, so the respect got to be high. You know, but my heart goes out to the family and our people too. Some of you need to go and visit your relatives. because they tend to settle down sometime when they reach. And nobody come back. So when nobody come back, then they said they could go home. When they go home, nobody want them. We have to do better for our people. If you're a little more receptive, because there are other people out there who have been in there. But depending on the reception, they get the treatment, the rejection. When they're on the road and so, some of them feel stable on the road, you know that?
Mm-hmm.
They feel stable. So when they're on the road and sometimes they ask you for something to eat. I don't give money. I would take you to the bakery place, buy food for you, buy a drink also. Because some of them don't eat. So my heart goes out to the family and to the nurses and the workers up there. They're on demand. You can't got 1-2 men against 15, 16. So my heart goes out, and it's up to all of us to try and work on our own mental health.
Right.
Yes.
Don't hold a lot of grudge. Don't carry a lot of strife.
Definitely. But Miss Henry, we have to wrap. We have some
yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, you understand? We have to be a little more caring in this country.
Indeed. All right, thank you.
Yeah. Again, condolences to the friends, family, and loved ones of the deceased. Like I said, say what you want about people, but everybody got somebody that care about them.
Yep.
Everybody got somebody that care about them. And yeah, it's definitely an unfortunate situation.
It is. It is.
Yeah. You wanna go to the break, or we have to take this spot? Take this. What do you wanna do?
Let's take. Do we have a call? Let's take one more call, then we'll go to a break.
All right. Caller, good morning. You're live on Island T. What's up? Lost that one. All right. But guys, we're gonna take a short break and be right back with more Island T right here on Win Media SKN. Guys, stick and stay. Don't go anywhere.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib. It's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Don't stop, won't stop, can't stop the never-ending cashback at Horsewoods. Yes, it's that time of the year. Double cashback coupon season is here. The season when Horsewoods Furniture and Appliances gives away millions in free groceries with every FlexPay purchase and a chance to win 1 year in free groceries with a never-ending double cashback. Yes, the Horsewoods never-ending double cashback is back for even more free groceries. This is double cashback coupon season, so come today and get double cashback coupons for absolutely free groceries in the never-ending double cashback promotion. Yes, happening now. Get double cashback coupons for absolutely free groceries with every higher purchase. The never-ending double cashback is back at Horsewoods Furniture and Appliances and Ashley Furniture Home Store, where you get double cashback coupons for free groceries with every FlexPay purchase. Don't stop, won't stop, can't stop the never-ending savings, never-ending discounts, never-ending quality and service, and the never-ending double cashback for this double cashback coupon season. Don't miss it. Terms and conditions apply. See store for details.
Hey morning guys, welcome back to Island T right here on Win Media SKN. It is Friday. Hope you guys out there enjoying yourself, and if you're not, get with the program.
You still have time.
Yeah, get with the program. Come, step it up.
It is early.
But Jade, what do you want to talk about next?
Well, let's talk about some happenings in cabinet. Parliament was very interesting. I didn't get to watch the whole thing because Lord, Parliament long. However, there were some funny moments, and my mood today is Uncle Dougie with his teacup.
You stick up. Oh,
That is my mood.
I saw a video.
Why are they so funny? Well, our politicians are hilarious. Anyway, Prime Minister Drew calls on opposition members to support the Parliament's processes and business. Prime Minister and Member of Parliament for St. Christopher 8, Honourable Dr. Terence Drew, at yesterday's first sitting of the National Assembly of St. Kitts and Nevis, called on His Majesty's loyal opposition to lend its support to the work of the country's Parliament. Madam Speaker, we look forward to a robust season of debates in this honourable House and a new era where timely bills are properly circulated among all stakeholders, duly passed and clearly explained to the general public at large, and how these laws and amendments can impact their lives. However, it is very clear to us on the side of the House that we cannot do it alone. Therefore, we invite the members of the opposition to play their part in bringing their thoughts, ideas, and support to the nation's parliament, businesses, and processes. Prime Minister Dr. Drew said. Well, you know, the opposition is led by Member of Parliament of number 9, Matt Brantley, and the other members of Parliament are Dr. Honourable Timothy Harris, Sean Richards, Eric Evelyn, and Alexis Jeffers, and the Deputy Speaker, Honourable Latoya Jones. I agree with him. Let's get things done. Don't hold up the process. Debate. Do it in a way that serves the country. And I think it's Dominic. And yeah, let's get the process going.
Okay. Jade, we're supposed to be joined by some by a friend.
Yes.
Let me just see him on the phone here. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I am doing fine. Dominic with a Q. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, again. I'm glad you're doing fine. Jade, you gone quiet, or you waiting to hear what I'm about to say? That's why you gone quiet.
Come on, quiet. We just answered the phone.
Forgive me. Forgive me, please.
But guys, Dominic, before we even continue, I'm sure most of our viewers and listeners know the voice, know the name. Of course, this is Dominic, who is joining us from TDC. Remotely, yes, from TDC. And again, good morning. Dominic, every time you come and hang out with us, you always have some amazing information. What's happening?
Well, you want me to start with the good news, or you want me to just start with everything?
Well, don't start with the good news. Start with the good news.
So we'll start with the good news. So, you heard of yard sale, you've heard of warehouse sale. Well, TDC Home and Building Depot is having an under the tent sale. Yeah, we got tents that big to hold everything under the tent. So tomorrow at our Home and Building Depots, we're putting the entire store, under a tent. I never thought that could have happened, but I guess the magicians here at TDC did some abracadabra.
Wow.
And we're putting the items under the tent, and we're offering up to 70% off those items under the tent. And I can tell you, we have mattresses, we have chest of drawers, we have freezers, we have air conditioning units, we have hand and power tools. We got housewares, household, we got electronics, we got items, products from lawn and garden. Yeah, we're managing to put the stuff under the tent and to give the public an opportunity to get up to 70% off the items under that tent. You could name your price in some instances. Of course, we're going to give you bargains. We're going to try and give you rock bottom prices as best as we could, because we're making way for our new arrivals, which already started coming in. So we want to make sure that we give the public a chance to save some more this weekend with our under the tent sale at the TDC Home and Building Depots, in St. Kitts and Nevis. So we haven't forgotten our dear friends in Nevis. We're giving them a chance to take advantage of the opportunities at this under the tent sale. Yeah, the whole store. Right? We put this store under a tent, but if you want to walk inside and shop, we're still giving you that opportunity to do so. We're not going to close the store. So we're going to have actually 2 stores, one day, big savings.
Well, Dominic, you all never cease to amaze. I don't know how y'all managed to get everything on that tent, but I for sure, abracadabra. But I for sure gonna be coming through. What time does the sale start tomorrow?
We open, well, both stores now that we're saying it, open at 9 a.m. and we close at 1 p.m. Close at 1. So for those persons who are actually coming for the sale, the big under the tent sale, what we're doing also is wrapping up our Pinktober activities as well. So you can get more savings in store as well because we have pink tag specials at our home and building depots in store. And while you're there from 10 to 12, after you finish taking advantage of the early bird specials, because you come early at 9, or you come early at 8:30, or you come early at 8:45, and you're waiting for the stores to open, it's under the tent and the store, you can also take advantage of our free breast screening exercises that we have. We have a doctor in-house for the entire month of October. Every Saturday we've been doing breast screening by a certified health professional, and the numbers have been very encouraging. We're doing it for males, hear me by, and females, yes, Jade. And this is our way of saying that we are playing our part to promote breast cancer awareness amongst the public and for our customers who come through our doors. So we want to do that. The numbers have been very encouraging. I'd like to thank those persons who've already had the screening done because they have qualified for a chance to win a free mammogram. We're giving away one in St. Kitts and we're giving away one in Nevis.
Wow.
So they qualify for a chance to get a free mammogram. Mammograms are not affordable.
Right,
so this is our way again of saying we do care about our customers and the clients and we're giving back to them for participating in our screening exercises. Yes, the males and the females.
We did.
So take a good opportunity to get checked.
Bye.
Yeah, if you haven't gone, now is a good time to do it. Now is a good time to do it. And this is something that we do. I'd just like to remind the listeners that this is something that we do annually. Every year we've been doing it. We only had a setback due to COVID, but we continued last year and we continue our pledge to support those persons who are, affected by the disease.
I am so impressed by that initiative. I'm really hoping that people take full advantage of the opportunity.
Yeah, we as good corporate citizens, we're playing our part to make sure that we do these outreach programs from time to time, just one-off, and we've done some partnerships with the health promotion unit and so forth. For those persons who are Nevis, we've started working on water-infused Fridays, so we have a water station set up either at our home and building depot or City Drugstore Nevis, and you can find out about the benefits of having infused water. You make your own, and of course we sell the product so that you could have your own infused water station at your home or at your office. So that is another way in which we're making sure that our customers and clients stay healthy for the sale tomorrow.
Well, you better go fill up your back now.
For the sale tomorrow. It's I can tell you this much. The stores have been working very hard on getting these things under the tent. Right now, as we speak, I just finished a phone call with one of the stores, the St. Kitts store, and they're telling me that we're putting the things together so that tomorrow, when we do open at 9 a.m., that we're ready to go. We're ready with all these products. I'm going to list some of the products that we're going to have under the tent. It's mattresses, chest of drawers, housewares, household, some items from lawn and garden, some electrical supplies, hand and power tools. I think the only exception that we would have, but I can't confirm that for sure, might be paint. But if you do come and we have paint, you're very lucky that we have that. That might be one of the only exceptions. But we're going to have electricals. And of course, we've slashed the prices significantly. It's up to 70% off. In some cases, it can be more. I can tell you that. In some cases, it will be more on some products, not all, on some products that we're giving this under the tent special pricing for. So we're encouraging the listeners to come early, shop early, take advantage of the deals that we're giving, because it's quality products. They are quality products that we're giving away to the public at rock bottom prices, again, in some instances. But you're guaranteed to get a super discount from items under the tent. And again, if you decide to shop in store, look out for the pink tag specials as part of the Pinktober promotion. There are pink tag specials in store as well that you can save on as part of our Pinktober promotion. And while you're in there, remember to get screening. You guys have any questions? Or did I miss anything?
Would it be
I missed something.
Yeah, there's more?
Yeah, a little more savings. I want to give a shout out to our automotive division team. They too have been working hard, and they're offering up to 75% on spare parts.
Up to, say that again, how much?
75%, friend.
75% on selected spare parts. So you can walk into our automotive division across the road there at the CA Paul Southwell Industrial Park, or you go to Pinny's Industrial Estate and you can inquire of the staff there. But the specials are on the spare parts. Genuine spare parts.
Wow.
Not aftermarket, genuine spare parts. And you get up to 75% off. So for those mechanics, repair guys, bodyworks guys, this is a chance for you to also save when you shop at TDC Automotive for the parts that you need, genuine parts for your vehicles. You can walk in and ask any one of our sales associates at the stores, or you can call 465-2511 or 469-5430 in Nevis and ask about the parts sale at our automotive divisions, where you can get up to 75% off genuine parts for your vehicles. So you hear something clanging, something knocking, something banging, you might need to replace, or you might need a pump, you might need a radiator, you might need a muffler. Yeah, this is a good time to inquire as to what we have there. So you can.
And Dominic, what you're saying is that this is presently ongoing, this promotion?
Ongoing, and it's going to go on until they're done.
Well, it seems as though the only other thing y'all could do is say, just come in and take up what you want. Because me know how much.
They're not going to lose my job. They said, Dominic should come and take up. I wouldn't say that. But we're giving the savings. That much I can tell you. We are giving the savings. We are giving the savings because we recognize that, it's an opportunity for people to save. Yeah, we want people to get access to quality products at the best prices. That is why we continue doing these promotions time after time after time.
Yeah, but
I usually say we continue to listen to the customers and clients. So this is our way of listening, and we're giving back to them in the form of the breast screening, we're giving back to them in form of the savings, we're giving back to them in form of quality products, you name it.
Well, Dominic, there is so much happening again. I for sure gonna be there tomorrow.
You guys tomorrow. I'm gonna be looking out for you.
No, I coming tomorrow.
Azim has listed out no less than 20 items that he has to go to get from TDC.
I just told you about
and the products are across the store. It's not just one product category. They're across the store. So you might be looking for lighting fixtures. You might be windows and doors. Those are on the list as well. You might be looking for a window. You might be looking for a new door. Those are on the list as well. So we have windows, doors, we have plumbing equipment, we have electricals, we have hand and power tools, like I mentioned before, housewares, household, mattresses. I saw on the list also some dressers. I also saw on the list some sofa sets. I saw on the list some dining room sets. Yeah, I don't know how they're going to manage to fit all of these under the tent, but we're working on the abracadabra to make sure that we bring the goods to the public and give them the extra savings up to 70% off tomorrow at the Honor the 10th sale at the TDC Home and Building Depot and at Pinny's Industrial Estate.
Awesome.
Love to hear it.
I just add something to the list, Jade.
For you?
Yeah. I need an electronic screwdriver.
Oh, there you go. We probably might have that in the list. And if you don't see it under the tent, of course, walk right into the store and inquire as well. Because remember, we're opening 2 stores tomorrow, technically, the 10th store and the physical store. They'll be open at the same time to serve the public.
Well, Dominic, looking forward to it. And, of course, there's so much ways to save with TDC. And, we are looking forward to it. Guys, of course, remember to go out and get the screening as well. Don't lose out on the opportunity.
Right, free breast screening and your chance to qualify to win a free mammogram. And again, we're doing one for St. Kitts and one for Nevis, so we haven't forgotten anyone. Make sure we cover all the bases there. And again, this is we're wrapping up Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and again, as a good corporate citizen, this is one of the ways that we continue to give and support these outreach programs and want persons to be screened early, because early detection saves lives. I can't emphasize that anymore.
For sure. But Dominic,
I'll be getting screened tomorrow. See, I'm volunteering to make sure I stay healthy.
but man, I appreciate it, and thank you so much for coming on and letting us know what is happening. This is obviously great news for us, and great news for the general public. Who I'm sure,
to end the month,
who's gonna go on and support this thing.
Of course. I look out for you guys tomorrow, and of course to those persons who are listening, I'll be looking out for them too, to make sure that we continue to bring the savings, we continue to bring the bargains, we continue to bring the deals, and we continue to bring the abracadabra under the tent sale tomorrow.
All right, man, appreciate it.
All right, thank you guys again, and have a good one.
All right, you too, man.
Thanks.
Yeah, let's see you. I tell you, you see that list of things I tell you I need?
Yeah, just go up there with a big old shopping cart and go.
Yeah.
Scoop and go, because you sound like you have...
I need a top.
Yeah, man. Man, right? The things that you're saying you need sound like you're about to murder somebody, eh? I'm just saying, if I was an officer listening to the things that you buy, like you literally buying the perfect after-murder cleanup kit.
See, the joke about it is I wouldn't even know what that kit includes. I think you're the one who needs to be on watch.
Well, you know.
I wouldn't even know where to begin. So,
as soon as I start to listen up things, I'm like,
JD, I watch too many murder mysteries.
Too many
murder mysteries.
And I will never stop as long as they make them.
Oh, they're going to continue making them, trust me.
Listen, it's a woman thing. It's a woman thing.
Right now, serial killers in style, eh?
You know, women would not watch scary movies, right? But watch a murder mystery and not feel anything.
Oh, no.
We would not watch a Friday the 13th. We would not watch
Jason.
Jason.
Hang out with Freddy?
No, we ain't doing that. But let a good murder mystery happen. We're in there.
Yeah, you're right.
We're in there. But as we have to take a break.
Of course, it's that time, guys.
Yes.
We're going to take a short break and be right back with more Island Tea right here on Win Media SKN. Come back.
Magnum. Take charge. Everybody put your magnum in the air now. From you a drink magnum, let me see. Take charge of things now your place now. From the river to the beach to the street. Hot magnum when me have in a me hand there. He are a sipper, she tell me sweet. Look for me watch for your quick time check. Yeah. Right now a magnum a for your beat. Enjoy yourself every day of the week with a magnum. My life I forget sweeter. Must be 18 years and older to drink responsibly.
Hey guys, welcome back to Island Tea right here on Win Media SKN as we wrap up today's Friday show and
have there more things to jump into?
But
before we do, did you ever get to watch drama?
I've started it.
How far reach?
Episode 2.
Okay, we're going to discuss it next week.
But
hold out. Let Azim finish before we jump into it. So I'm giving y'all an extra week before I give y'all all the spoilers of this Jeffrey Dahmer.
Spoiler alert. I guess for me too is like when the Dahmer thing happened, like I remember like following it. The other thing too was I had watched maybe like 2 other documentaries about it since. So like I just was giving myself some time to prepare for the dramatization that I know is.
Yeah, they dramatized it a little bit, but I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't funny, but it was funny. You see when Pana danced for his life? Boy, Pana in there. Go get the camera. Go get the camera. Go get the camera.
Yeah.
Yo, that was funny, but not funny at the same time, but. Let's see how quick you get the camera.
Let me ask you a question. Let me take this out of serial killer range. Let me see how to put this. It may not have been something that you've thought about, so I'm going to raise an issue and tell me if like how you feel about it. What if somebody were to look at your life, think it's interesting, write a screenplay, change a couple names, film it, put it out, make lots of money on it, and you ain't had nothing to do with it. You don't get nothing to do with it. You think you feel away?
How you making money off my life? Nah, I would feel that way, man. It happens a lot. Ask Netflix. Netflix, I do it all the time.
Netflix ain't it was?
No, Lifetime.
Lifetime?
Oh, gee. Lifetime. Oh, gee, boy. Oh, Lifetime don't care. Lifetime would take your life and make 25 screenplays. Different actors, different plots. Mine is supposed to be a story about your life. You ain't involved.
You ain't involved in it. Nobody asks you no question.
Nothing. But there you are, being depicted on screen.
Do you believe that that's something that we're going to have to look at? Because, for instance, if people use your name and likeness, you are, you're able to receive some type of compensation for that. But you could use my entire life and none?
Nah, that's foul. That's foul. Imagine somebody just decide to write a 10-episode documentary series on Ireland Tea, and Ireland Tea ain't involved.
Yep. So that being said, now, this present trend of serial killer reenactments, do you believe they should be getting something from the proceeds?
The serial killer?
Yes.
No.
But you said that with your chest, but I don't understand your logic now.
Because there's a law that says that you cannot profit off of the crimes that you've committed.
So other people could?
Maybe the families, like, okay, this is where.
But I'm not profiting off of the crimes I've committed.
Yes, you are.
Oh.
That's what the series is about. The crimes you committed.
No, okay, like the Dahmer thing. It started with his childhood. It started with all them things. Like, it's like you're talking about my life. If you choose, remember you doing it here.
You choose to put in that I killed 20 people.
And that is not true. That is not true, because if by that logic, all these people who go to prison and write books about their life and become bestsellers, like, they ain't supposed to make the money off the book then? That don't make sense.
No, there's a specific law when it
I'm saying if they could write books, sell the books,
and make money.
You can't tell me they can't make money off the movies.
Well, I think that's what I was about to say. I think like the families, if other families are involved, then yeah. But why not? Like,
that's the problem. But that is the problem. If you're going, this is the problem I have with this argument.
Oh, we pick and choose who should compensate?
That yes. But what I'm saying is, they talk about the families. Is this any show, reenactment, book, anything that you talk about someone's life, it is very difficult for them to be the only character. It's very difficult.
That is true.
Right? So, for instance, there is this show, what's it called by Winning Time? I think that's the name of the show. I think it's Winning Time, right? Awesome. It's basically the story of the Showtime Lakers, the 80s Lakers.
Oh, I saw it on Netflix. Yeah. I didn't watch it though.
It's not on Netflix. I think it's Showtime.
Well, I saw one of them about the. Oh no, it wasn't the Lakers. It was the USA team.
Oh, you mean the Redeem team?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. So this is literally it's a Jade. Even if you don't like basketball, the thing just like so cool.
No, I watch
watch
them.
it.
You know, the ones the ones on Netflix. I watch, even though I'm not into that type of like mainly into sports in that way. But I watch them. They're very interesting.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like this one isn't necessarily like a documentary. It's like a series, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is now you're talking about the Lakers organization, and it focuses mainly on Dr. Buss, who was the owner of the Lakers during that particular time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so other people who work at the Lakers are depicted, right?
Mm-hmm.
So people don't like the way they're depicted. Magic Johnson and so their names being called, their likeness is being used, stories about them, bam, bam, bam. They're not involved, they're not boom, 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 right?
I think we should.
So how is it that is able to happen, right? Then we go and talk and say, well, we need to give family something from the serial killer docs. Like, if you're telling a story, other people gonna be involved in it. Like, other people.
So you think nobody should be compensated, or you just think the main character should be compensated?
No, what I'm saying is, if you're doing something based on me,
you should be compensated.
not only compensated, but I should have to give some sort of permission for you to use my life to profit.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just take my life and make money and I don't get nothing.
That's the age we live in, because if you look at all of these documentaries and all of these series on YouTube, that's what basically they are. They just
Yes, and I don't think it's gonna last much longer.
You think so?
I don't think it's gonna last much
longer. There's going to be a rule all of that state that.
Yes, because what's gonna happen is wait until one person just hit them with a nasty stinking lawsuit and win. Then we're gonna start to see change. That's what's gonna happen.
I think that has been tried before, but we can see.
Yeah, but you only take one person to figure out how to get work, because this is the thing with the law too, you know, like we all could agree this ain't supposed to be happening. So it's only a matter of time before something is put in place to stop it from happening.
They just have to they have to make a series about the right person. The right person with a lot of lawyers.
Because sometimes you could put the thing up in the beginning and say, this is loosely based and whatever, or not
loose
based, and like
me foot. I ain't no loose.
No, but sometimes they change up some little thing here.
Yeah, but
and
we
there.
know what I mean. We know what I mean.
They may change the name or that kind of thing.
You know, we used to do that all the time. Law and Order.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
They take real situations and
turn it into a long time I watch Law and Order, boy. Oh,
yeah,
I used to love that show.
But that's one thing. A show like Law and Order, I'm not even talking about Law and Order. I'm talking about a show that is literally using your like everything. Like they're using your name, somebody that look exactly like you, like is you. Like it's not a matter that they even changing your name or anything.
Because Evan Peters look just like Jeffrey. Just like to the point that every time I see Evan Peters, I forget that he's Evan Peters and think he's Jeffrey Dahmer.
But let me tell you something, mate, Jade. You see the amount of people who got the Jeffrey Dahmer Halloween costumes? You see that?
Boy. The one I think the one that was really it for me, the adults, y'all dumb. So y'all don't do these things all the time. But when y'all dressing up y'all kids, right? Literally there was a picture of a little boy dressed as Jeffrey Dahmer with black feet in a bucket.
Halloween, Jade. It's Halloween. No, what is it? Like, let me tell you something, right? As much as I believe that is wrong, I can admit that I am selfish. I have my own selfish needs, and I like watching these shows. Winning Time, that is an amazing show.
Yeah.
No, Magic Johnson over there talking about, well, me, I'm a whole big character in this thing. Nobody even talk to me. Y'all ain't even got the story them right. Y'all making me look a particular certain type of way, like I was just this man running around sleeping with the entire, like the all of LA, like. So me ain't gonna say.
Weren't you? I mean.
I wasn't there, Jade. So
I wasn't there either.
Right. So I say no. Look, let me tell you something. Probably isn't right, but I can watch.
Yeah, listen, we done there. What we can do?
Probably isn't right, but I can watch.
It don't make. We can't do nothing but watch.
But how do we move? And then what happens now? You find the people deciding to go out and tell their own stories and trying to get a deal. But of course, the value of that.
Somebody don't beat you to it.
Yeah, the value of.
Tell your story first, so people ain't got to tell it for you.
No, but sometimes people busy living the stories, Jade.
Yeah,
and if I don't want to tell my story, I think that should be me to decide.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't want to tell it. But what happens is that we kind of glorify. The point I was making is that we kind of glorify some of these people, some of these things, and so what is obvious to me is that we love pain.
We love to see other people pain.
Yeah, we love to see other people's pain.
It kind of
Hold on, Papi. This is no, because but in a big talk, we talk about just about everything here, and then we choose not to talk about that.
But we did talk about that. We said you're not talking about it. That was. He must have missed that episode.
And I told you that, like, I don't understand why people feel like you don't have the ability to express your biases when they exist.
If you want to talk about it, talk about it. You
Yeah.
got Facebook?
You got Facebook, you could, yeah.
Talk about what you want. You can't tell us what to talk about. So if you only understand up to how the show works. And me, I am the person who decides what we talk about here, not you. So...
people just grab me up in this place,
man.
man.
You're going to demand that I talk about something. So if you want to talk about something, open up Google Documents, create a one sheet, go live the next day, talk about what you want to talk about.
Too easy. And if we decide to talk about it next week, we talk about it next week.
Because guess who makes the one sheet?
Yeah, we choose what we talk about.
Us. Anyway.
And the thing is, before you even got in there, there's been several times where like stuff happening. But I mean, stop being biased.
Why you arguing with somebody that way though?
No,
fake profile.
No, what I'm saying is, what you mean stop being biased? Like, how do we not?
You
like,
can't tell us what to say again. You keep forgetting the.
But when we had
that you can't tell us what to do. I don't know if you're catching that. Out of everything as I'm about to say, keep this top of mind. You can't tell us what to do. So if we don't want to talk about it, we don't. And if we do, we do. But you ain't gonna come here and tell us what to talk about. You know, so come on.
But the thing is, like, there's a certain level of consistency here. There's been times where things happen with people that I know personally, and I just tell her, I ain't talking about that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, when I leave the show, I still have relationships to maintain.
Bro, I don't have to forget that this is real life.
It's real life.
So
like
we real people, eh? I know y'all feel like most of the times, the people y'all watch on YouTube are real. But we actual real people, and we have actual lives, and we have to leave the studio at 10 o'clock to the actual people things.
Yeah.
So again, if you want to talk about it, talk about it. Nobody stop you.
Wait,
what did you say? What do you want it to say?
Just say it. Just say it yourself. That's all.
That's all.
And say it from your real thing too, with your face. Yeah.
And your real name. Like we do. You a fake page. Come and tell us what to talk about. I agree with that. Be for real. Please be for real, sir.
Let's talk about Voice.
Yes, you know Voice always got a good old story over there.
We just talk about it this
morning. Boy, I love this Voice because that story is different.
But hey, investigative journalism at its best.
Oh yes. So it says, men convicted for posing as lingerie consultant and gynecologist to get nudes.
Scammers, them scamming jail.
Boy, I creative with these things, you know.
The scamming getting even crazier and crazier. And that's where they're working. That's where they're working though.
Yeah.
Because who would believe that this is something that somebody doing?
Yeah. You see what I don't like is them scammers that come to you with these old scams.
Yeah.
Like somebody messaged me recently, I was like, why haven't I collected my Samsung? So I blocked you one time because come on, till now. Why may collect my Samsung phone? So I don't even use Samsung.
The ones where they try and tell you that, oh, just send me $10,000 and I'll give you $1 million.
No.
But if you have $1 million, like, why you need my 10?
Exactly. Just send me the $1 million. Why you need my money to add? You done good. It don't make sense. But let's see how this one was able to work.
Bye.
So, wow. They join other recent cases in Singapore where men have been convicted for posing as psychic mediums and influencer recruiters. That one could work. That one understandable. To solicit photos.
People ain't gonna vex me after this one, you know, but go ahead.
I mean,
My position, I tell you already, I support the scammers.
yeah. I mean, if you're able to get scammed, like,
Jade, how is it that people can just watch you and decide you're not whatever it is you decide you are?
yeah, that's bias.
People out here just deciding there's something because they feel like it or whatever. Like, you can't tell me this is any different. You can't tell me it's
It's
any
just
different,
up
Jade.
to you to fall for it or not. Everybody have a choice in life, you know. I choose to block scammers. You choose to send them your pictures. So life goes. A 37-year-old man was convicted on Wednesday after a Singaporean court heard he posed as a female gynecologist and duped 35 women. Listen. Study that man. This man had 35 women. Believe it. 35. You know how hard it is to get 2 people to believe you?
That he was a female gynecologist?
A female gynecologist at that. 35 women. But I've never had to. You know what? Maybe they do. That's their appointment set up a little different. Because I know in St. Kitts, you go to the gynecologist, right?
No, but people, you do everything online now, Jade.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe they set up a little different.
You do everything online.
Because he was able to dupe these 35 women into sending him photos and videos of their breasts and vaginas. Vibes. The same day, another man was convicted of similar charges after a Singaporean court heard he posed as a lingerie consultant to dupe women into sending him photos and videos of themselves posing in underwear. I've never heard of a lingerie consultant.
But not only that, Jade, how could you decide that I'm not a lingerie consultant? I don't even understand that. Like, how is this a scam? Like, what consultants do? Consult. So you send me pictures. I tell you how you look in the thing. I tell you what kind of lingerie. I'm obviously doing the job of a lingerie consultant.
Because where do you even get certified to be that?
There's no. Jade,
Is there? You think?
No.
You think you could go to school for this? Okay.
You could, but I mean, I don't think you have to go to school to be a lingerie consultant.
I don't think so either.
Like that would be like saying you're not a graphic designer because you didn't go to school.
And that is a lie.
If you do the job, you do the job.
That is true.
Stop.
Let me see. But maybe there's a way in here that we could figure it out. A name that I can't pronounce, a Malaysian man living in Singapore posed as Dr. Janice Lee Yan Hoi, a supposed gynecologist from Gleneagles Medical Center, by creating fake social media profiles on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn between 2018 and 2021. The fraudster used these accounts to contact potential victims, claiming that he wanted to share a medical plan relating to their breasts and vaginas and asked them to join a campaign to raise awareness for women's health. Doing the Lord's work so far.
That sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, apart from the fake profiles and so, but sometimes.
Listen.
But sometimes you have to come on and people Facebook and just talk from your fake profile and so.
They just do it all the time, every day, all here.
Right now.
Right now. The court said that after making contact, he would ask his victims to fill out a self-monitoring survey with questions about their breast, vaginas, and sex lives, and then further catfish those who responded by sending them reports about medical care and sample photos of breasts and vaginas. Eventually, he instructed his victims on how to perform massages on their genitals, and asked for before and after pictures and videos.
But I'm still waiting for the problem.
I think the problem lies is that he was being a fake person. If he did do this himself, like if he wasn't posing as somebody else, I think there would not be a problem.
But people just go and put and with all kind of fake profile and get people to incriminate themselves and do all kind of things on social media.
That's okay. But this one is illegal, man.
Why?
Because he posed as a fake doctor to elicit images.
People just do fake things on Facebook all the time. How kind of fake profiles?
Yeah, no. It's against the law. Whether you feel like it should be or not, it's against the law. So. This, he claimed, was for the purpose of suggested treatments. This started to unravel when one of his victims became suspicious and discovered that there was in fact no gynecologist. Like, why would you look up the man first? Oh, woman, why wouldn't you just do your Googles? Google is free. I tell you, you know. Google is free and open to everybody. Look them up. You're just sending this random profile. You're good nush.
But now the man don't help all these people. No, all these people.
Well, nobody say he helped them.
I mean, he helped them. Somebody were going back for all the time.
They thought maybe that he was helping them.
They were being helped, Jade.
Okay.
The man was doing a public service.
To himself.
He's part of the public, Jade.
Oh, well, that's true. They'll lock you up, you wait. She reported him to the police, who then raided his home, seized his devices, and arrested him on November 11th, 2021.
So let me ask you a question. How is it, right, that he rang for getting these pictures?
You keep coming and interrupt my story about how is it?
But how is it that he rang for getting them pictures, but then the police them could go and look through all the pictures of them?
I could push out the chair. With permission. Can I push out the chair, Azim? Don't ask me that for the rest of the day. You've hit your quota. Don't ask me no more questions for the rest of the day. You finish? I could continue?
You may proceed.
Thank you kindly. Because no, I'm not just asking me.
But Jade...
Now we're not going to do the investigation as him.
But Jade, they're doing the same thing they're accusing the man of doing. Getting pictures from these women who they ain't supposed to be seeing.
No, he did. They probably.
They're watching pictures from women, and the women didn't intend for them to watch them. The women didn't intend for them to watch them.
The women would.
The women didn't even send it to them. So to me, they're double worse.
What time maybe right? Let me go grab this.
They're double worse. The police double worse, Jade.
On Facebook, you know.
The people double worse, Jade. At least the women sent it. I mean, it might be under some nefarious means or whatever, right? But yeah, there might have been some deception involved there. Right?
Might have. There might
have been some deception.
Might.
So that, but these people willingly sent him the pictures. Nobody sent the pictures to Officer John James.
They sent her, who does not exist, the pictures.
But they didn't even send them to the police. That's what I'm saying. So. They didn't even send it to the police. So that's double worse, isn't it?
I hate you sometimes, you know.
No, but
like, have I ever looked you in your face and tell you what I feel?
Investigators, they are watching, but you see this one, why? Hey,
yeah, no. Maybe they say kids friend. They say kids.
I mean, they say kids. People is people everywhere.
That's true.
People is people everywhere.
Remember them police that get they got fined because they literally had people porn. Like, what are you doing? What are y'all doing? What got up in your head to say, this is a good idea? This is a good idea. As a police officer who is meant to serve and protect the law and the nation and the people. Anyway, sorry sometimes. Anyway, Panago in jail. Panago in jail, man.
Scammers them scam till they get catch.
Yeah. That don't
Scammers
stop them from scamming. Remember, Pana scam a whole executive from jail, you know. I mean, tell the story.
He scammed what?
Boy, this dude from prison literally scammed.
The man who get 100 and something million and buy a house?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, man.
You said jail don't stop the scamming. You just gotta get creative.
I don't understand why they don't give these people jobs.
They need to, because they have some skill sets that need to be utilized.
You want to tell me this? Like, I like this young man, right?
Which one?
Who posed as a gynecologist and so. Imagine he ain't got an office, he ain't got nothing, and he getting all his clients. You want to tell me some OBGYN in done bring on he as marketing consultant?
Something needs to happen, because 35 women are very impressive. I'm not gonna lie, very impressive. Anyway, I think it's time for us to go.
Yeah, guys, it's time for us to leave, time for us to go, time for us to disembark.
Indeed.
Had a cool Friday today. Big up to our friends from Observer Radio. Julian Rogers as well, who was the guest.
Legend, man.
The callers. Oh, Dominic from TDC. I really going to TDC tomorrow, but I hope I wake up.
You better.
I mean, what happened is I'm going to be on the road, but I just don't want to go and then all the jiggy deals them gone. So you know what has happened? You know, everybody go line up in TDC there for...
Retail shopping is a headache.
But necessary.
It is necessary.
It is indeed. Guys, it is the weekend. I'm hoping that you guys stay safe out there and have a good time. Please to try and get some rest. I know there's a lot of stuff happening this weekend.
Yes. Shout out to Zooman. Amazing event coming up on Sunday. Plus 25,000 Halloween parties happening this weekend.
Yeah?
Yeah, man.
I didn't hear about one.
What is
I had to tell the people me ain't coming. It's a black Komodo dragon or something?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it looked like a Komodo dragon. But yeah, guys, please, whatever you do get into, please be safe. We don't want to hear about any accidents. Oh, as a matter of fact,
Yo, you know what? Accidents been happening this week?
yeah, and
It is crazy.
I have to mention something quickly before we go. Jade, because this is something very important.
Mm-hmm.
I know some of you may have been seeing the notices that are going around as a result of the requests for blood at JNF for Akil Warner of All Road. So I'm just letting you guys know that there's an urgent call for O positive blood to be donated at JNF Hospital. In this case, particularly for Akil Warner, who got into a serious accident. I think it was last weekend actually. I know he's in the process of recoveries. There's some surgeries that are necessary, so there's a need for O positive blood. So I'm just putting a call out for persons who may find it within themselves to go and donate.
You know that I often worry about the frequency that we have to request blood.
Yeah, because I don't think it's something that is a big part of our culture here. Like, go up and give blood.
Blood drive.
Do it regularly. They do blood drives and they do encourage people to come and donate. But
the problem is, you see, like I think the American system, when you donate blood, you get paid. If you always pay people to donate blood, you would have blood.
Right? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. If there was some type of compensation, you would have blood instead of having to beg every other week for people to come and donate. People ain't like, just get a blood for free. Get them a little something, find it. The government needs to put something in place to be able to compensate people for the blood, because it's necessary. It is something that we need. Other countries do it, so let's figure out how to do that.
Yeah. But guys, even outside of that, this is a way to really support your fellow man. This is something that you never know when you might be in the position to need assistance from other people. And so again, encouraging people to go out, donate blood. It's O positive. That is a request for this particular young man. So yeah, if you find it in your heart, please contact the JNF Hospital. Go to the JNF Hospital to be able to donate. All right, so yeah, it's the weekend, guys, and of course we don't want to hear of any any bad doings. We also want to hear about people having good times.
Yeah,
hear the stories about how you spent the entire Sunday afternoon watching football, whatever it is that you're gonna get into.
Yeah, all the girls who going to see Azim in tight pants swing them locks on stage.
Just for that, I not me locks them. Come.
Why are you depriving the women of that experience?
You're giving people all sorts of impressions, Jade. And
but
I
Azim, that's what I just come to see. You think they care about these artists? No, I want to see Azim on stage swinging his locks.
Jade, nobody does know who got going on in the band. Everybody watching the artist so fun.
Nah, that's not what
half the time I just got my back turned, just watching the drummer and grooving.
Yeah, and that's what I want to see. You know what you're doing here. You know what you're doing. You're trying to thirst trap these women.
No idea what it is that you're talking about, Jade.
All right. Keep pretending.
No. I focus on the music and that's it.
Mm-hmm. You focus on the music and the girls focus on you. Everybody wins.
All right, guys, please remember to learn from the losses of others. And I just lost, so I just continued.
Yes, indeed you did.
Yeah, guys, please learn from the losses of others. Of course, please also remember to spend more time living your content than posting it.
Mm-hmm.
And most importantly, remember you can't be everybody's cup of tea because you is not a mug. See you guys next week.